You're listening to Sit, Talk, and Listen podcast with your hosts, Payroll Rob and Zadie Bauer.
Welcome. Yes, Wheezy's not in the house. We just wanted to make it seem like he was in the house. Today is June 28th. It is Sit, Talk, and Listen, episode 46. 46, that's right, Xavier. Say hello to the people.
Paul Goldschmidt.
Paul Goldschmidt, 46.
The last Cardinals MVP, which obviously was only a couple years ago. We got Paul Goldschmidt.
Mm-hmm.
Andy Pettitte for the New York Yankees.
Nice.
And the only other 46 I can think of is, it's not, but Alfred Morris. Do you remember him, running back for the Washington Redskins and Dallas Cowboys?
I don't know nothing about that guy.
Alfred Morris, Andy Pettitte, Paul Goldschmidt, 46s.
Right. That's good. I mean, look at you. I probably wasn't going to think of any off the top of my head. Goldschmidt's a great call. I don't know why.
He only wore 46 with the Cardinals. He was 44 with the Diamondbacks.
Fire.
And I believe he wears number 48 right now with the Yankees.
38 with the Yankees. Okay.
But yeah, so that's that. Not a lot to...
Well, there's a few other athletes wearing 36.
Oh.
Don Felling.
Yeah.
Felling? You know that guy. He was a safety for the Cleveland Browns. Lee Smith, baseball player.
Ooh, damn.
Baseball Hall of Fame.
Yeah, Cardinals too.
Tim McDonald, NFL.
He had a farm.
He had a farm. Old McDonald had a farm. There is, let's see, Lou the Toe Graza.
Great name.
Yeah, agreed.
You just have a massive toe, you think?
Have to. Well, he was an offensive tackle and a place kicker, so probably a big old toe.
You have a pretty sizable big toe.
Better for balance.
I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying.
Oh,
Bob,
I ain't compared it to other people's.
Bob the Toe Menigman.
That's what they're going to call me from now on. In this list, it has Khalil Mack wore 46 in college. His time at what university?
Buffalo.
Look at you, Xavier. Bing, 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 bing,
Come
bing.
on now.
He said, come on now.
Easy reads. Good night, Moon.
And he was there when it wasn't even cool to be at Buffalo. He
Yeah.
made it cool.
I was thinking, too, if your nickname is the Toe and you're a woman, terrible.
You said if your nickname is the Toe and you're a woman,
Yeah.
terrible.
I'm thinking you got a big old camel toe.
Goo! Toby Maguire, dude. Toby Keith.
Toby Bryant.
Toby Bryant. So the little factoid about Khalil Mack wearing that 46 in college, he picked that after winning Defensive Player of the Year award, but being ranked as a 46 in the college football video game in the NCAA.
Really?
They gave him a 46 overall rating, and so he picked that as his number. Dropped the ball on that one.
Later
EA.
became in the 99 club in Madden.
Yes, sir.
What a rise. Shout out
What a
to
rise.
Khalil Mack. The sack attack in silver and black, Khalil Mack.
Yes, sir. That's a great way to end that one. Hey, well, you know what? Give it again to the people that didn't hear it the first time.
The sack attack in silver and black, Khalil Mack.
Yeah, Mack truck, baby.
Hell yeah.
Well, some solid 46s. I'm feeling good about that. So, again, this is episode 46. And it's June 28th, like I said, Xavier. National Day is today.
All right.
It is a Saturday today. Saturday! We don't usually get together on the weekends to do the pod, but it worked out this week that was the timing. So
Saturday day is all right for podding.
it is. So June 28th, it is National Tapioca Day.
Oh.
You're so excited. I could tell.
I just think tapioca wants to be what boba tea is. And that's good.
It's just, and that's good. It's just trying to live up to what boba tea is. It's just trying to.
But boba has really caught on far. I remember tapioca my whole life. It's like the little. Maybe now that I have an affinity for boba tea, go back and try tapioca with that new mind state.
Could.
But like I just never been a fan. It feels like you got like you're eating little eggs,
Yeah.
little fish eggs, little caviar in your vanilla pudding, right?
Yeah, not the fill. Not a
Have you
fan
had a
of the-
tapioca?
Nah, not much. I had it once, and that was enough for me to be like, nope. I'm a big texture guy. Like, if the texture doesn't work for me,
Let me pull up.
Then,
Jamie, actually, will you pull up
it's
tapioca?
hard for me to go ahead and get past something when the texture's fucked up. But it's kind of like a soft version of Dippin' Dots. Like a bad version of Dippin' Dots is how I imagine tapioca.
Yeah, it's a creamy dessert made with tapioca pearls,
Creamy!
milk, sugar, and often eggs and vanilla extract.
Mm-hmm.
So I wasn't too far off. Tapioca pearls are small, chewy balls made from the starch extracted.
Chewy balls.
Yeah, so it is kind of like it's like poor man's boba.
Yeah, pretty much.
You like boba? Where do you stand on boba tea?
Again, it's fine. I don't love it. I don't usually get one. I don't care. I don't like my drinks to have chunks in it.
I love getting a little
No, it's
that
the same.
boba just sucking up, and I want extra boba.
No. That's
But
the
I
same.
like pulp too.
That was what I was getting ready to say. Like, don't bring me no orange juice with pulp in it. I'm not trying to need a toothpick when I get done drinking anything.
I like my drink to have textures.
No.
Texturized drinks.
Then have a slushy all the time or something, dude.
No. I don't like snow cones.
Well, that's weird. It's just your drink,
it's not
but
the
frozen.
texture, though. It's just that I think that the syrup that you put on the shaved ice is just a little too.
Sipping on that syrup.
I don't like
It's
the
a little
flavors.
too.
Yeah,
that's how we said
strong,
it.
pungent.
Yeah, it is a quite strong syrup. I was at an establishment the other night, a couple nights ago, and I had gotten a beer, and they had, like plastic single serve cups that they were doing the draft beer in. No problem. She gives me the beer, and I go to take a drink, and the rim has got like a
Film on it.
No, it's got like a sweet, syrupy, like a grenadine flavor, right?
Oh.
Like something got spilled, and the cup lid picked up grenadine flavor. I had to like rotate the whole cup to find a spot that it wasn't tasting like candy when I would take a drink of my beer. I'm like, this is terrible. What? Thanks for nothing.
You could probably just got
bartender.
another cup.
Yeah, but at that time I was already like halfway into the beer, and I'm like, I'm just gonna not, But anyway, Tapioca Day, not a fan for me. It's also Family Day in Vietnam.
Celebrate your families, Vietnam.
It's House Paint Touch-Up Day. So if you got any house painting to do, I guess
That was
today's the
definitely
day
made
for
up by some housewife that was like, not even a housewife, just a wife that's like,
Honey, we've been meaning to do this. It's National Paint the House Day. We have to do it today.
Sorry, that voice, I don't know where it came
God
from.
damn it.
Oh, this one's weird.
And it's a perfect day. Not a lot of sports on at this time of year. Just throw some
Sports
baseball on in the background and paint the fucking house. Touch it up.
is it just I have the list of national days in front of me. It says,
I don't like that day, by the way.
Which one? National
Touch your paint up day.
paint
I
touch,
like
house
people-
paint touch up day.
Vietnamese people should be celebrating their families.
That one's good, yeah. But so this, like I was saying, I have the list of the days in front of me, and it just says June 28th, and it's got Wimbledon. It doesn't say like National Wimbledon Day or anything.
Is Wimbledon today?
That's what I think. That's what kind of my question was: is June 28th just always when Wimbledon is, or is today just like Wimbledon Day? We were talking about. You were saying how it's a slow time of year for
It is going
sports
on
calendar.
right now.
So maybe, I don't know. Wimbledon Day. We'll just say that June 28th is Wimbledon Day.
Which is weird, though, because Wimbledon quarterfinals were through the 26th, and then the first round starts June 20th. So I guess it's just kind of like...
Maybe that's just when they do it is June 28th and is always like around.
Yes.
The term is always around that June 28th. So that's kind of cool. National Logistics Day.
National Logistics Day. So that's big for everybody mapping out the trucking world.
Yeah. We went to grade school with a girl that is a part owner of a trucking company. Tordawa Trucking.
Angelina Tordawa is a part... Was she married into it or no?
Her and her brother own a trucking company. They got it from her dad. It's a family
Oh.
business. Her dad owned a trucking company when she was in school. Don't you remember that?
No.
Oh. That's why she was pretty liked fancy things at a young age.
Yes, she went to Lindbergh.
Yeah.
Ran into Angelina Tordawa a few years ago.
I feel like I was with you.
No, you weren't. I was with.
I feel like I was with you when we ran into her somewhere. Because I know I
was
ran into
with
her in
one
the
of my
Publix.
friends from Rosalitas. We were at a club. What the fuck?
In the club.
In the club. We were clubbing.
In the club.
Yeah. And I ran into her. Oh God, what is the name of that place?
Oh my God, this is Nick. He tripped me into a desk when we were in 7th grade.
I don't know if that's how
Terrible,
she
bro.
sounded. He said terrible, bro.
You just triggered it, dude. I didn't. She had to get staples. Remember?
Yeah, you shouldn't have done it. He was playing games.
She's cool with me. Like,
She was cool with me. I mean, I tripped her into a desk.
We were
We were
friends.
friends.
Dude, you just do the old, like, when somebody's like, I did not know it was going to go like that. Well, so this girl, Angelina Tordawa, was walking down the aisle of the row, and I just did the old stick your foot out, and she fucking tripped it. Oh my gosh, she cracked your fucking skull right on the desk.
Not great. He said, this would be a funny little jokey joke.
I don't think I've ever done it since.
He said, I don't think I've ever done it since. Yeah, I would say, all it takes is...
But dude, that is on me. But it's also on her coordination.
He said, I'll take most of the blame, but let's not act like she's innocent here.
She is not a victim in all this.
She needs to do some plyometric work, get her feet work up.
Jeez, man. What does this spawn from? Oh, Logistics Day.
Logistics Day, toward Iowa.
Is that what you think of, though, when you think of logistics, though?
Trucking?
It's like, not just trucking, but, yeah, basically.
Moving stuff from here to there?
Yes.
Yeah, but I think of, like, my own personal logistics. Like, just for example, yesterday was a pretty crazy logistical day for me from the moment I woke up to the time I went to bed. Because it's like I woke up, had to take Adrian to his last day of summer band camp. And so that started at 9. So dropped him off at the band camp. Had to go do a couple little landscaping chores for my father-in-law. Had an hour and a half to complete those because then I needed to be back at the high school where the band camp was, because since it was the last day, they were doing like a concert. So Adrian had his summer band camp concert yesterday. And let me just say, a little aside, he crushed it. He's doing percussion, and he played like a drum set on a song. It was like a jazz band, so he did the full drum set and was doing like a Latin like groove. I'm like, dang, look at you go. So that was pretty cool. So that was just in the morning time. Drop him off, do the landscaping thing, come back, get the concert. After the concert, I had to go take my drum set and set it up at the gig that I was going to be doing in the nighttime at St. Charles, because I had a secondary gig that Jamie and I were doing in the evening where I was playing guitar for a couple hours, and I had to go immediately from that gig to the one that I had at nighttime. So I had to go set up the stuff in the afternoon so that I could just show up and be ready to go at the gig time, right, for later on in the day. So things like that, like my whole day was logistics yesterday.
Which is why we didn't have a Friday pod.
Basically. It's exactly why. So day by day, I'm thinking of logistics. It's not always just transporting
I think
stuff.
I am too, yes. I mean, my day today is just, I woke up, I'm doing this in my work clothes. Had to come here, do the pod. And then closing down Rosalitas while you're playing your little heart out at Westport Social tonight.
Heydays, Trainwreck, Westport tonight. Come out.
There you have it.
Call in, big music fan.
Yeah, call in.
So Logistics Day, June 28th.
I can't wait till we go live and can actually take calls.
That'd be good. We need another Brant Sanchez call in. Let him know when he's got another hot tip, hot play. We're gonna need him.
He might be gun shy after the last one.
Oh, that's all right. Own it. A little drive-by
The
takes.
Blues will be Winnipegging the Jets tonight.
See how long it's staying in the lore because of how good it was.
Jake, I'm your neighbor.
It's National Insurance Awareness Day.
Ooh, be aware of your insurance.
Be aware of your insurance.
And
Are they raping you?
Well, they can and they will.
They might be.
Legally.
Illegally.
Just
and legally.
Come into your local insurance pants down to make it easier.
Mm-hmm. And how? Davey just got the new whip a couple last week. Did we talk about that on last week's episode?
Maybe a little short mention. It's I'm happy. I mean, I needed it. My car broke down. I got a place to be, things to do. Logistically speaking, I needed a car.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'll be probably.
They had my balls in a vice grip.
I'll probably be getting my balls squeezed here in the next couple weeks.
When you're at the mercy of the car dealer, first of all, I was trying, what are you going to do?
You are going to say, what is it going to take, sir?
Yes.
I will bend over. Just tell me what you're going to put in there, and I'll pay it.
That's
sucks.
how it went.
Yeah, that's kind of the that's the car industry we've built, man. We've built this modern society on cars. A lot of big corporations and lobbying to do so.
Europe, Netherlands specifically, a lot of bike goers. You can bike everywhere. Very convenient and also healthy.
Well, a lot of Europe was populated before the cars were brought along. So
America, you just need your double gulp. 200 miles of highway.
Yeah, and a double barrel in the back just in case you get a little rowdy on the highway.
That's America for you.
This is America. All right. It is also, and this is, kind of American, National Paul Bunyan Day.
Yay!
Hey.
Paul Bunyan.
Man's man.
Tree cutter.
Yep.
That's tree cutter, Paul Bunyan.
Yeah. Did you remember there was an animated Disney little cartoon movie? I remember watching it on VHS. It was legends.
School?
It was folklore legends and
Johnny
Johnny
Appleseed.
Yeah.
Davy Crockett.
See, you know exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And it had Paul Bunyan, and he was
I remember
wrestling
we watched
with
one on Helen Keller too.
Was it animated?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, animated Helen Keller. Huh. That'd be interesting, huh?
You think Helen
I don't
Keller
remember
was
that
lying?
one. You think Helen Keller is lying? No.
That's a common theme. There's a conspiracy out.
Okay.
How could she achieve what she achieved being blind and deaf?
Yeah.
Is what people are asking. Not me.
These are not me. This is what people are asking. That's the whole point. That's why she gained notoriety, because she was able to be taught how to communicate while being blind and deaf in a time when people weren't able to communicate with anybody like that. So that's why there's a story there. You sound skeptical over there. Is Stevie Wonder blind? Age-old debate.
Yeah, there's that famous story of Shaquille O'Neal.
Yeah. Shaq on the elevator.
Standing next to Stevie Wonder in the elevator. And Stevie Wonder.
Shaq.
Yeah.
But and I feel like that's pretty easily explainable. If you're blind, all of your other senses are heightened, right? So his sense of smell, even just his awareness
this smells
of
like Shaq.
Yeah, Shaq probably's got his diesel cologne on, right? And then you got
you can sense
the size of a person next to you. So
you think so?
Oh, 100%, because I can feel when somebody's behind me, and I'm not blind.
Oh yeah, dude. I was doing the busser schedule this week.
Yeah.
And this manager Chris was standing behind me like a fucking home plate umpire, and I was yada dude, crouched over, looking down, and I had to say, bro. I was like, man, will you get from behind me? You're making me extremely uncomfortable right now.
That's funny.
So yes, I can't say when somebody's looking at you, even when you're not blind, you can just kind of sense it.
Right.
I wonder what that is.
I think it's just a spatial awareness thing. With our evolution and any animal's evolution, you got to know what's something around you. It's the same way when you have the sense of you're being looked at, you're being stared. You can feel eyes on you.
I always feel like
somebody's watching me. Story of that song. So that's not Michael Jackson's song, right? He just sang the hook of somebody else's song.
What the hook gonna be?
And I want to say that. Weird. Some Google thing just popped up on my computer.
Your beard's weird.
Sorry, I was hella distracted by a pop-up on my old computerino. So, I don't know. I think that Stevie Wonder's probably blind, and he could just sense that there was a big man standing next to him, and he'd already met Shaq previous, so, not a lot of people are as big as Shaq. So, it probably is pretty obvious when you're standing next to Shaq.
Big Shaq Diesel.
Exactly. So Paul Bunyan Day got us talking about Shaq.
See, that's what we come for the National Days for, the fodder that ensues.
That's true. It's true. I think there was just one more national day that I wanted to get to before we move along.
Like I know you will.
And it's Summer's Giving Day.
Summer givings and summers take it away.
So I think it's supposed to be the idea of getting like a Thanksgiving get-together, but in the summer, like a Friendsgiving, but it's Summer's Giving.
I have good news for you.
Ooh.
Next Friday, there is a holiday in the summer where you can get together with friends.
Ooh,
and
Friday.
an even better idea, instead of doing like turkey and stuffing and stuff, get some burgers, hot dogs,
get the grill going.
pork steaks, grilled chicken. Fucking shoot some fireworks off because it's Independence Day and it's
4th of July. Do you think we'll probably
have
have
a
a pot in
before
before
4th? Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Are you free Wednesday?
I'm free during the day.
I'm
Wednesday.
here. Wednesday, next pod.
That's the 2nd of July, right?
2nd of July. It'll be the 4th of July episode.
Yeah.
Expect fireworks.
Stay tuned for the big 4th of July episode.
Mount Rushmore of barbecue foods.
Oh, hell yeah.
It writes itself.
Hell yeah.
My
Put that
God.
shit down.
My God.
Okay, now I got that to look forward to.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee. So those are our national days for June 28th. How are we feeling about the national days today, Xavier? Good, bad,
Overall, I'll give them a D-, but for the fodder that ensued, B+.
Okay, I can dig it. So like I said, June 28th today. Yesterday was June 27th. June 27th was my brother Joe's twins' birthdays.
Well-
Emily and Jacob, my niece and nephew. Shouts out.
Happy birthday, twins.
And it was Adrian's birthday on Tuesday.
Woo.
He turned 12. So big birthday week.
Yeah.
Um,
Lots of late June birthdays.
June's always a big birthday month for us, especially. So let me ask you, though. So Joe, I told you he's got the twins. This weekend, they're having birthday parties for the twins. I said birthday parties. So
Bougie.
in years past, it was always right that they would just have the one birthday party for the two kids, and that was suffice. But this year, now they're having two separate parties because they turned 8, and you know they have different interests and
Makes sense.
different friends.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was gonna get your opinion on separate birthdays for twins.
Yeah, I mean,
What
It makes
age do you
sense.
think it? Do you do it? Do you think that if you're like a teenage parent and your parents having twin birthdays still combined, you're like, no, give them their own
I think
individual.
it's up to the twins, first of all. You go to the twins, say, because usually twins are they're closer than most. You're closer to your twin probably than anything we'll ever experience, right?
Yeah.
So you ask them, like, do you guys want separate birthday parties, or do you like it together? Then go from there.
Yeah.
And I think that you could start that even at age 6, 7, 8 sounds about right. I don't know. I'm not a parent of a twin. I'm not a twin. I don't really even know that many twins.
Sure, but that's why.
Billy Andrews' twin,
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
identical twin.
Come on, Billy. Why didn't I know that?
Yeah, and his brother is in Florida, and he serves at a fine dining restaurant in Florida.
That's great.
Yeah, they're so similar.
He should just have his brother move back to St. Louis so he can work at Rosalita's and really confuse people.
Yeah, they're. Well, it's funny because he's told me a story about how he would get calls all the time, like from him and his brother would get into trouble because somebody would see them out with a girl and call the friend and be like, "Oh, Billy's cheating on you," or "Brian's cheating on you."
No, it's maybe it always is plausible deniability. Though.
yeah, really.
That's great.
The twins really throws a wrench at things, but to go back and circle
Identical
back
twins,
to
especially
what you were saying,
the birthdays.
yeah, I think it's cool, and I think it's cool of Joe and Meg to do that and make because maybe twins sometimes, as much as they love each other, do want to be seen as the individual that they are and be
Right.
celebrated in such a manner that most people do get to celebrate.
Right. And I'm trying to remember what he told me, they were going to do for each, but I wanted to say it was, they were doing something today for Emily and her friends, and then tomorrow Jacob and his friends are
It'd
going
be
to
worth sharing your birthday with a twin or your birthday being on Christmas.
Oh, that's a good one. I think it's worse if your birthday's on Christmas, because at least if you're sharing it with a twin, like there's nothing else on the calendar, you're fighting over, and you're not getting less presents at Christmas time because your birthday is right there. Like you always
have
had
somewhat of a holiday you're born on.
me. it is a holiday.
Well, not somewhat, but it's not a huge, but it's a pretty popular one.
Yeah. Valentine's Day is my birthday. It's not made my birthday any lesser over the years.
Well,
it's made it better, if
you
anything.
did get mad at me one time for celebrating Valentine's Day instead of
because I only got mad at you because you said one thing and did another.
I don't remember it that way.
You guys said, we're going to go out to dinner, and then we're going to meet you and Mexican Michael out, and that'll be great. And I said, that sounds fun. And then I get a text sometime throughout the night, hey, we're feeling real tired after dinner. I think we're just going to go back to the apartment. We'll see you there.
That's probably, you came, and we did, but you came.
Well, I was hammered. I was ready for you guys to come out and party. We were going to party, and that wasn't what was going to happen. And so, yeah, I was a little salty. I don't like when people say they're going to do things and then they don't.
Imagine being born on Christmas.
And I tell you, here, prime example. Very recent example. Ooh. Just last night.
Oh.
Leaving my gig. Adam Fazio, the main guy from Clover. We're leaving, and he's like, man, I'm feeling real hungry. You want to go to Gingham's? It's like, a 24-hour restaurant kind of right a couple miles away from where our gig was at. It's a... Denny's type of place.
Is it Adam that I know?
I don't know. Adam that you know.
No, I'm thinking Adam Richmond. Richter?
Oh, Adam, the Richters. Yeah. That. No, not that Adam. So he's like, hey, you want to go to Gingham's? And this is like right as we're already packed up and we're getting in the cars. I'm like, yeah, man, that sounds good. I'm hungry. I was going to get some food. He's like, cool. And he's like pulling away. He's like, all right, dude, I'll see you there. And he's like driving off. I'm like, cool, see you there. Driving off. 30 seconds down the road, this man calls me. He says, hey, man, I was thinking, I just don't know if I want to go to Gingham's. He's like, I'm just going to go to a drive-thru. I'm going to get home. I'm like, it's been 30 seconds. This wasn't even my idea.
Did you go to Gingham's?
No, I just went to a drive-thru also.
White Castle.
Really? I did.
Dude, yeah. I nailed it.
Dude, I nailed it. It's true.
That time of night, you're going to Jack in the Box, White Castle, or Taco Bell.
You know what? I tried to go to White Castle first, but I pulled in the lot, and the line was Banana Lands. Yeah. So I said, no, thank you. And I went to Taco Bell instead. Yeah. And there was only one car in front of me, so that was sweet. I got in and out I got in and out the Taco Bell in like 5 minutes, not even.
But yeah, that Taco Bell right there whips them up, puts them down, dude.
Yeah.
And up.
And that was probably the better choice. I felt better after eating the Taco Bell than I usually feel after eating the Whitey's.
They're both bombs over Baghdad, though, bro. I'll tell you that.
That's true.
Taco Bell, White Castle, they lead the clubhouse in belly bombing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I mean, I told you all my running around yesterday, so like my eating schedule yesterday was way out of whack. Like I had lunch at like 3 o'clock, and that was the last thing I ate until about 2 o'clock in the morning. So I was ready for that fucking Taco Bell at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
But I'm just, if you're telling me you're going to do something, do something. But yeah, we got on that because of twin birthdays and having them separate and stuff. And Jamie, she is also a twin.
Yeah. Lots of twins.
Lots of twins in our
lives.
What up,
twin?
What up, twin? Hey.
Hey.
So she agreed. She said that her and her brother eventually at a point started having, separate birthday parties thrown. So It sounds like that's kind of the accepted norm of twins.
I should call Billy Andrews right now and see if he did.
We'll bring him in live.
Let's do it.
Nah.
Oh, damn it.
He said, damn it.
Yeah, good chance he doesn't answer. He's probably on the golf course.
And Lord knows how long that conversation might go. He said, yeah, we had separate birthdays all the time, man. I tell you what. No, I don't know.
Did you see what's happening right now in Iran?
Did you see what's happening in Iran? Yeah. No, Billy, but tell me about it, I guess.
And this isn't... Are we off the subject?
Yeah, moving along.
So, I think we were doing it live from Game 6 last time. The Thunder...
The Thunder?
Thunder won. And did we talk about Panthers winning?
Yeah, the Panthers, it was NBA Finals. We were live last time.
Yeah, but I didn't know if we had already said.
But Game 7, it was Game 7.
Yes, but
I think it was. No, it was Game 6. You're right.
Something big happened in Game 7, and that is Tyrese Halliburton tore his Achilles in the first quarter, point guard for the Pacers. He was 3 for 4, already had 10 points. Mm-hmm. Thunder go on to win by 20. Now, I want to ask you, and you're not a big NBA guy, do you think there's an asterisk on this finals knowing that the Pacers star player tore his Achilles in Game 7?
No. It'd be like saying whenever Jason Tatum got hurt that, we got to put an asterisk because the best player wasn't there. No, that's bullshit. Injuries happen.
But I
is
do
what
put
it
a
is.
mental asterisk on the Toronto Raptors 2019 finals because Kevin Durant tore his Achilles and Klay Thompson tore his ACL. Like,
but that's
it's
sports.
an asterisk.
It's sports. There's not an asterisk.
Especially in a game like basketball. Now, me personally, the Thunder were a wagon. I can't believe it even went 7.
Yeah.
But the game might end differently. If Halliburton was playing on a strained calf, and that's been a
usually
common theme. Like,
that seems to be the case. When you get a calf strain, it seems like it's only inevitable you're going to get that Achilles.
sit out until that
bro.
bitch is healed. That happened to Jason Tatum. It happened to Kevin Durant that I was talking about.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yes.
He had the calf strain before the big old debacle.
Dude, sit out and let that bitch recover.
Yeah.
Like, we got to learn.
Have we missed the Aaron Rodgers boat? I know it was kind of. Yeah, people were talking about it when it happened. Dude, what do you think? Is it going to be successful? Not successful? Just a quick little.
I think it's interesting that they trade George Pickens before they get, like, you're taking away one of the best 2 weapons, and then they bring in DK Metcalf. A lot of weird shit going on in Pittsburgh.
A lot of weird shit going on.
Aaron Rodgers, he went from being one of my favorite quarterbacks of all time to, his time with the Jets was just.
Do you think this will be Mike Tomlin's last hurrah? Like, do you think that this is a make or break situation for him?
No, I guess. I don't know. Make a break, I think I know how it ends. Like, the Steelers aren't winning shit this year.
So that's what I'm saying. Do you think, I'm being like, however long Aaron Rodgers stays with the team and stuff, do you think that one Aaron Rodgers is done?
Mike Tomlin needs to go to a different situation because the Steelers are not Mike Tomlin's problem. Mike Tomlin has a Steelers problem. That's how I see it.
So the ownership needs to get sorted out.
Which evidently the Rooneys are great owners.
Yeah.
But
I don't
know. Something's going on there.
I don't know.
Mike Tomlin's good enough to take any team and make them relevant enough, at least 500 or better.
Right.
So then I feel like they don't go all in or they don't go all out. They that's what I'm saying. Mike Tomlin needs to go to a situation where they will maybe like a rebuild a young team and
right. I don't know. Look, I
love Mikey Tomlin.
I like Mike Tomlin too, and I also like Aaron Rodgers. I'm an Aaron Rodgers fan. You know, people have their qualms with him. He says what he's thinking, and it makes people angry sometimes. And he's a little snarky here and there, but that's fine. That's his attitude. That's his personality.
Yeah, I loved Aaron Rodgers. I mean, obviously
loved past tense. You're over it.
I mean,
you don't wish success for him.
No, not really.
No.
These last 2 years, like, dude, it sucked.
Yeah.
It fucking sucked.
Well, can't blame him.
I'm a Justin Fields guy.
Okay, sure, yeah. That's my quarterback.
That is my quarterback.
Yeah.
But
I want to see Aaron Rodgers have success with Pittsburgh because I want to see the national people cry about Aaron Rodgers doing good. I just want that to happen. I just want that to happen. I'd be entertained. That's all. I'm good with the little sidebar about Aaron Rodgers. I don't know if you had anything else you needed to add there.
Good luck.
Good luck.
I don't wish ill on him, but yeah.
Right. So other interesting stuff this week. I got to work. You know, I'll do backlining, teching from time to time, and so what that is for the listeners out there, it's like a rental company that rents out musical equipment like drum sets, guitar amps, keyboards, that kind of things. Because a lot of times bands, if they're doing one-off show, they're maybe not on a big long tour.
Not traveling with roadies.
They don't have a whole truck full of gear. They just bring like their guitar and, you know, their cymbals or something that they could fit on a lone tour bus or something. They don't want to have to carry all that equipment with them, like a full drum set and a bunch of guitar amps and things like that. So they'll rent it locally in the different cities they go to. So this week I got to do 2 shows backlining for the band Cake. They're going the distance.
They're going for speed.
That's right.
Bob's all alone. All alone in a time of need.
Mm-hmm. They put on a good show, man. Great show. Lead singer of that band. His birthday was the second day of the show in St. Louis. If you had to guess, lead singer of Cake's age, what would you, just throwing it out there, what would you think?
53.
Real nice of you. 61.
Wow.
I think their first album came out in 94.
Really?
Maybe 93.
Mm.
Yeah. But yeah, good show. Cake does, they do a good show. It's nice to watch a band that is big like that, and they play all their stuff authentically. They're not relying on, they're not relying on theatrics to put on a good show. They don't need a big video wall. They don't need pyrotechnics. They don't need backing tracks with all this extra production.
Oh, yeah, they also had the short skirt and a long jacket.
Boom, ba-da-da-down, ba-da-da-da-do-do-do-doom. And they also did, Bill would like this. Bill Winterbauer, shouts out, one of our best listeners. The Cake does a cover of War Pigs. They played it both nights. Great cover. So I don't know if Bill's ever checked out that cover, but if he hasn't, give it a listen.
He does like Cake, and he does like
War Pigs.
Yeah.
I played War Pigs at a gig last Friday, and I sang it, and I was thinking about Bill the whole time.
Wow.
Wow. Generals gathered in their masses. I mean, it's a relevant song right now, right?
Call in Big Black Sabbath Bill.
Call in Big Black Sabbath Bill. Speaking of big things.
Hey.
This week I was talking to another guy. You're of this category. The nicotine vapes have really taken off, obviously, with Juul being the big proponent of it. But
yeah.
Before the disposable vapes that we see today, the big thing was big vapes, right? With
big
the
vapes, big juice.
Big vapes, big juice, big battery packs,
big coil changes.
Big coil changes. Our buddy Matt, big vape guy. What
Vape God, someone say.
Vape God.
Now he smokes Camels.
Now he smokes Camels. Yeah. So that's my question. Was that just a fad? You don't see anybody with like a quote unquote big vape, like with a battery pack. What?
Sam McNett still buys juice.
Oh,
has a big
really?
vape. Yes.
Sammy Sam keeping the juice.
He has his juices in
industry
his stubby.
alive,
yes.
man.
He hit the rips up, but big clouds.
Big clouds.
That's what you associate with those big vapes. Big
100%.
clouds.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you don't see people getting together and having like vape cloud offs or whatever.
No.
Who could blow the best
it's annoying
clouds?
because you gotta like change the coil and all that stuff, and like if
But it's a lifestyle, man. Like, it's so
change the
cool.
cotton and stuff in it and all that jazz. Dude.
That's what I'm saying. It was about being cool for these guys. I don't think it was really the smoking
I was
thing.
one of those guys. I was never trying to be cool. I was trying to get off cigarettes.
Well, yeah. And and some of them were, and most of those people have either gone to the disposable ones now, or they're just back to smoking regular cigs. The ones that were really smoking big vape.
Now the thing is too, like with cigarettes, is the smell it leaves on you.
Yeah, it's definitely lingering.
But there is something about, and I'm not. Don't smoke cigarettes, kids. But
smoke cigarettes.
there are some pros.
I just think that
Smoking a dart with your boys at the end of a night.
Do you figure that the popularity of the big vape industry dwindled when things like Juul and those other disposable nicotine cartridges came out?
Yes, but I was talking to this Middle Eastern dude who runs a smoke shop, and evidently the tariffs being placed on all these vapes now is really taking a hit there.
Like the disposable ones? Yeah.
So we'll see. There's definitely. Do you think there'll ever be a time where cigarettes become more popular than vapes again?
Could be. We'll have to. It depends on long-term health, stuff when it comes to these vapes. When we figure out 30 years from now what 30 years of vaping does to somebody, as opposed to 30 years of cigarette smoking, maybe that'll lean it one way or the other. But I just wanted to talk of the big vape fad. Like, I just think of those, like the big cloud competitions where guys would get together and be like, they're taking like 2 of the 3 vapes in their mouth, blowing out the biggest clouds.
It's definitely a tool move.
Yeah. And I was thinking like, some dude had their son
like the slow.
Yeah. Honey, I met your father at the big vape cloud competition. He was He was the winner. He had the biggest cloud. His clouds lingered for 5 whole minutes when he was done. Yeah, son, that was a whole nother life ago. I gave that world up when you were born.
I don't know.
My dad was a vapor? Wow.
I don't think that will ever be a conversation to have.
But so I'm saying, that's why I'm saying, do you think people will look back on that time and be like, man, that was some silly shit?
I don't know, because I don't look back at that time of my life and think that.
Like the people that were in it for the blowing the big clouds and doing that kind of stuff. You don't think they're going to be like, that was a little silly?
No, because those kind of people are probably,
like frosted
even
tips.
at 40 stuff, even at 40 or 45, probably on to the new eccentric thing, trying to remain young.
Yeah, what are those guys doing now? What do we think that the people that were at the big vape cloud blowing competitions
Probably
are doing
hosting
today?
drinking parties in their basement for their high schooler.
Yeah, probably that. And they're
wearing Chuck tees with the high socks still.
What are they into? They're probably into microdosing now. The next big thing that they're into. And they're probably putting...
Microdosing has a lot of benefits.
It does. But there's also some... There's some weirdos out there. Maybe they're into the ketamine. You know, there's a lot of people into ketamine.
Oh my gosh, it's horse tranquilizer, ain't it?
Yeah. So big vape guys probably into the ketamine. Who knows? Call in, big vape guy. Another one thing I wanted to touch on. I had a thought this week, Xavier.
Wow.
A lot of thoughts this week. A lot of things happening.
All right.
So peeing in public, right? Like a bathroom.
All right, I didn't know where this was going.
Yeah.
You got to.
You got to, like, whatever. Peeing in public. I got no problems peeing in a public bathroom at a normal time. But where that does get a little different is if there's a line. If there's a line for the bathroom, all of a sudden that pressure kind of starts to get to me, right?
Oh, definitely. Dude, I told you, I think. We talked about this.
Go ahead.
I become a mental midget. Like, even if I'm in a stall, if I start hearing noises or something's developed over these last few years where I can't pee in public, even if I'm in a stall, even at a urinal, like when noises are around me, things are happening, there's some mental block happening.
Yeah? See, I think more guys...
Unless I really have to go. Like sometimes don't even think about it.
Lickety split, for sure. I agree. And I think that this is a conversation that the more guys need to have. It's not weird. It is what it is. But I think that
maybe it is weird.
I think it's everybody thinking that it's weird is the mental block, right? Like that's for me when I'm standing there and there's a line, I'm like, okay, I've been here for 30 seconds. Oh boy.
I think the scene from Waiting,
going.
Right?
What?
The scene from Waiting?
Yeah, but it's not like I don't think about anybody looking at my dick. I don't give a shit about that.
No, I'm not thinking about that either.
But that's in Waiting what he's worried about.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, like, when I'm in those moments, I'm like picturing myself like, fuck, like what the hell's happening right now?
Yeah. For me, it's just like I feel like there's the person, whoever's waiting in line is like, oh God, this guy's been standing there forever.
Do you ever go a minute you can't go, but you give it a flush?
Oh,
make it
sure.
seem like,
100%. Be like, well, not happening this time. And I think that happened to me last night at the place. I saw this guy standing next to me.
But then the feeling of pee doesn't go anywhere. Like, you still have to pee.
Dude, one of the most worst feelings is like walking away from a urinal and still having to pee. Like, no.
I'm so glad we could relate on this.
No, and I think a lot of guys can. That's what I said.
We got to start taking notes and measure.
Taking notes.
Listen for streams next to you.
Listen for streams. And it's going to make the guy next to you not want to pee because he's going to be like, oh, God, he's listening to me to see if I'm peeing or not.
And like you said, like for me, it's not like I don't care if like they're looking at my, hang dang or whatever. But
it's just
like I said, it's even in a stall. It's like the outside. I could be because I have my own bathroom in my room at my house. But if I hear a lot of ruckus going on in the living room, all of a sudden I'm like, damn,
what's going on out there?
I need quiet.
Yeah.
I'm like encouraging myself.
I gotta concentrate.
Come on, Nick. Let's count to 10, dude.
No, it's
not common. It's not common at home, but sometimes it does get there.
Yeah. And I think I think there's a lot more, and I wonder if women have the same feeling. If they go into a crowded bathroom, if they like go into a stall and they're like, oh boy, these chicks are all waiting. They gotta wait for me. Oh boy,
call in, big woman urinator.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, I do want to know if anybody else has. I know my brother has always he hates peeing in public.
Yeah, I'm telling you, I think it's a lot more common than guys lead on because they don't talk about it because they're like, oh, I'm not embarrassed. Like I'm not embarrassed of my penis or nothing. But no, it's just like, I think it's more of a self-conscious thing. You don't want to be the one that feels like you're holding up anybody.
Yes.
And so when you hear ruckus and you hear noises, you're like, oh boy, there's a lot of stuff happening here. Oh God, I just need to get out of here.
I don't know what it is about that, because, like, quite often me and you will be out here.
Yeah.
And I'll take pisses in your backyard.
Yeah,
and
no qualms.
Yes, no qualms. Comes out like a fountain of youth.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. I always enjoy peeing outside.
It is an
more
epidemic,
than,
I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Call in, big can't pee in a busy bathroom guy.
Pissing in public. The pips. You got the yips, you got the pips. Peeing in public. The yips of the pips.
The yips of the pips.
Pissing in public.
Pissing in public. All right. So I don't know. Anything else you had you wanted to bring to the table this week? Before we get into our next little seggies.
Little Sagarinos.
Sagaroos.
I mean, really, we touched on finals.
We did. Hey,
eventually here, I would like to, like, when we have more research and stuff, like, I had talked with a listener of the pod about diving into some of the qualms, and not qualms, but really just, like, some of the problems of North City and how it's been affected by the tornado, but I still have not done my due diligence on that. So I wanted to bring that up, that has not gone off my radar, and I still would like to do more research, and maybe on not the 4th of July episode, but after, definitely do a deep dive and go back to our roots a little bit of kind of where, and tackle on that. I just wanted to bring that to attention, that is still on my radar.
It's on the dossier.
Yes.
Future dossier.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Talk about a city and a region that's obviously been under taken care of for a long time.
Yes. So I do think in 2 weeks I would like for me and you to kind of do a deeper dive and just do a nice segment on that.
Yeah.
Shed some light on that. But anyways, I think that we have a Mount Rushmore in mind today, right?
Yeesh. Always having Mount Rushmore.
Fine, talking listeners.
Ooh. He said, I'm going to stop at that line. He's like, I'm just going to go ahead and cut it off. Let that breathe. You guys heard me. Sit talking listeners. Yes, of course. This week we are going to be doing a Mount Rushmore of Pixar movies.
Pixar, bang, bang.
Bang, 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 bang. Hey. So, let's see. Xavier, you know how this goes when we're going to do Pixar movies. And we're going to do Mount Rushmores. We got to flip the coin. And again, it is an office token in my hand. One side is blank. One side says the office. I'll flip it, and you will call it in the air. Ready? Here we go.
Office.
It is blank.
You want the first pick or not?
Nope. I'm going to go ahead and defer. So, Xavier, you get the first pick. Okay. And so, okay, before we get started, also, we'll specify this. If you pick a movie of a series, you have to pick, if it's got like multiple movies in a series of movies, you have to pick which movie. You can't just pick a whole catalog. You can't have, it doesn't close out everything. You can pick 1, 2, 3, or 4, be specific with your choices. Because each one of those movies are different and kind of have their own merit, right?
Well, man. Yeah, no, in taking one movie of a franchise doesn't take the whole franchise.
Correct.
Which is where I'm at now, because I know there is a franchise that needs to be picked first, and I'm debating if I want to go with the OG or one of the... I am. First pick is going to be Toy Story.
That's a good pick. I mean, come on.
It is the original Pixar film.
It put them on the map. It did.
And I don't think Toy Story, the original, is... I don't know if it's my favorite. It is very good.
Yeah.
I think the sequels are also very good.
Right.
But I mean, who can forget that it's Randy Newman's original soundtrack on it.
You got a friend in me.
Yeah.
You got a friend in me. It's a good one.
Miles and miles from your nice warm
Dude,
bed.
I think one of the best ones of that. When's the last time you saw Toy Story 1? When do you think you saw it?
Maybe sometime in the last decade.
Sometime in the last decade. I watched it like in the last 6 months, I think I went and rewatched it just because I hadn't seen it in forever. It's good, dude. OG Toy Story is good. There's it's came out in 95. I was gonna say 6.
95.
I'm gonna say 95. Okay.
No, I know that for a fact.
That's good. I'm sure. I mean, I have it right in front of me. I'm sure I could look at it right now. Toy Story 95. Yep. Sure enough. Anyway, so when you watch it, there's of course some animation. You're like, that's a little rough. Like if you ever pay attention to Sid's dog from the first one, go back and watch it and pay attention to the animation for his dog. It looks like a box boy.
Box boy. Sid.
But there's the song while the scene when Buzz is in Sid's house and he's like, I'm going to fly out this window.
Yeah.
And he's like so determined to do it. And there's some Randy Newman song that's in the background during that one. It's a great song. That's a great Randy Newman one of that movie that's super like slept on, because he's got the other ones that got more play from the movie.
Randy Newman has to be more known for Toy Story than anything, right? Or the Family Guy skit.
Probably the
redhead lady eating from an apple.
That's it.
But yeah, so Toy Story.
That was of the era that Disney was doing, like, gave one person the job of, okay, you're doing the soundtrack for this movie. That's why we got, Phil Collins giving us the Beauty of Tarzan soundtrack.
Man,
right?
I'm looking, and there's a director that's just.
I can't believe that you weren't, you didn't want to comment on my Phil Collins Tarzan soundtrack as being one of the best Disney soundtracks of the time.
100% it is. Sorry, I was getting distracted by looking.
Clearly.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, Phil Collins, probably the number one animated soundtrack.
Be my heart,
They should.
no matter what they say.
But that is a Disney movie, not a Pixar movie.
Right, that's why I went ahead and said it, because, no spoilers.
Yeah, we don't tip picks.
We don't tip picks.
So Toy Story, I don't think you can go wrong with taking Toy Story 1-1.
No,
Would
I
that
love
have
that
been your
movie.
1-1? I didn't want the 1-1.
It's tough. That's why I know I didn't either. That's why I deferred. It is tough. I don't know that it would have been my 1-1, but I do love that.
I'm hoping my 1-1, my true 1-1 gets back to me. This is more of a strategic pick because I didn't think Toy Story would get back to me.
There's also a big plot hole in Toy Story OG. Have you heard about that?
Oh, the fact that the toys come to life and talk?
Well, no, not necessarily that. So, in that movie, Buzz is like, I'm a space ranger, right? Like, that's his whole ordeal. And they're like, you're a toy, you're a plaything. So if Buzz is so committed that he's a space ranger and not a toy, why is it that when kids come into the room and all the toys go limp, Buzz goes limp? Why would he do that if he doesn't think he's a toy? You know what I'm saying? So there's a plot hole in that movie.
Let's look into it.
We'll call in, big plot hole guy.
We'll have to ask John Lasseter.
Is that the director?
It is.
We'll get him in on next week's episode.
And he was a story writer.
We'll say, John, why didn't you think about this?
We'll have John on next week.
Yeah, we'll get him in. All right, so I guess it's my turn now. All right. Okay, for my first pick for my Pixar movies, gosh, I'm going to go WALL-E.
Wow.
WALL-E? I love it. I think it's a great movie because they do an excellent job telling a story without a ton of dialogue, right? Like, WALL-E and Eva, like they might say a word here or there, or you get like little sound effects. Wow. You know what I mean? And so I think that the storytelling is exceptional in that way. And also it kind of brings a lighthearted mood to a dystopian future world where we've ruined our planet and we have to live in space. But they still make a nice little lighthearted story about it. And, there's a little hope because there's some green from our planet and we're going to come back to our world and repopulate it. I just think it's a great movie.
Maybe that could also, that could be where the world's trending.
Yeah. There's a lot of things in WALL-E that seem possible. Like the fat people on the hover chairs with the screens in their face all the time. We're not far off of that.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, you see all the rascals around these days, dude.
WALL-E, hands up. Haven't seen it.
Whoa! Come on, dude.
I haven't seen it.
Well, kudos to you for owning that, but gosh, I think that's worse than
And I'm
not
looking
seeing-
at this list, and out of all these movies, Wall-E, okay,
It's my top pick, and you haven't seen it?
I haven't seen it, and that is the only one on this list that I haven't seen a couple other ones.
So I probably could have gotten Wall-E way down the list, or way
I
down
wouldn't
in
have
the
taken it
picks.
because out of all these, it looks like there's 28 Pixar films. It's
Yeah.
one of 3 that I haven't seen.
Well, that's okay. I got no problems with it because it's one of my favorite.
No, yeah.
It would have been my first pick, and it is my first pick. Damn it! So I'm standing behind it.
No, I want to go see it now. Like, I think I'm going to go see the rest of these because I've only not seen 3 of them. It makes sense. Like,
Might as well round it out. And yeah, man, come on. You know, people gave you a hard time about not seeing School of Rock. I think people should give you a harder time for not seeing Wall-E.
all right.
All right.
I'll go fucking see it.
Go fucking see it.
I give my in-depth review on the 4th of July episode.
Good. All right. So Wall-E is my first pick. Bow, 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 bow. Man, there's some great ones. All right. Okay, Toy Story 2 for my second pick.
Yeah, see, that's what sucks about having to go first. Like,
Why?
because I had to take an OG, like getting Toy Story 2, or,
I would have probably picked Toy Story 2 as my first Toy Story pick.
that's what I was thinking about. Yeah, but I wanted the OG one, and I don't
Well,
know.
it would have still been there for you because I would have picked 2 as my first one if I was first.
I know. Well, that's what I was wrestling between.
I like 2. The story of Woody, right, being taken from the garage sale that he wasn't even supposed to be at by the toy guy, which is Newman, right, who does the voiceover, the Owl's toy loft guy. And the scene from the second one where Woody gets refurbished, right? Are you familiar? The old guy is like
Yeah,
doing
I'm
the
familiar.
refurbishing on. Well, I don't know. You're looking at
the
things
old
on your
guy
phone. I
who
don't know
has
what
the
you're
he
hearing.
falls asleep, and I'm looking at Pixar.
The old guy. I'm talking about 2 different guys. You're talking about the cheese guy who falls asleep.
Yeah,
That's Newman.
that's Big Al.
Big Al. And then I'm talking about the scene where Woody gets refurbished and the old
Yes.
dude comes in and he like paints over the Andy
Yeah.
and he like rubs his eye with the little Q-tip.
Yeah.
That might be an all-time like ASMR satisfying scene in a movie for me. I don't know what it is, but it's like it gives me the
Really?
goosebumps. Like
It's a terrifying moment for Woody.
being refurbished.
Yeah.
Maybe he seems pretty darn happy afterwards. He's got his ripped arm is fully flexible
Yeah.
again. He's got the rosy cheeks back,
But he doesn't no longer have the Andy thing on him.
Correct. And he looks at the bottom of his boot over and over again. But just that scene where the dude is cleaning up Woody is so satisfying.
Yeah, I mean, you can't go wrong. Like I said, and I don't even think you could make an argument that all 4 of them could be picked.
Yep. I mean, they could be for various reasons. I love that series, and it could just be our age. I was at we were at the right age for when the first one came out, and like the
Well, I
whole
don't
series
know
I
because
followed
my
along
next
with.
pick,
Yeah,
I
got mine.
pick, I was 23, I think, when it came out. Well, actually,
I mean, Wall-E came out in 2008, so like, right, we were already in high school.
I don't know. I think I'm gonna go Inside Out. I don't know. 2 is really good.
You going with it?
I'm going Inside Out 2.
Wow,
because
I haven't seen that one.
How
on
have you
my
not
list.
seen Inside Out 2, dude?
Because it's only been out for like a year and a half.
Okay, yeah.
He said, "Okay, yeah."
I think the whole
Wall-E's been out for
Inside
15
Out,
years.
Inside Out itself, like the series, is just so well done, and why I picked
Yeah.
Inside Out 2. And I don't want to spoilers, but but basically she gets into her teenage years, so they add all these new emotions come
Yeah.
into it. And
anxiety and things.
yes,
right?
exactly. So
I remember the storyline. I just haven't seen it yet.
I mean, it is
And I like the first Inside Out.
very.
It's-
It's there. I think it's really good. I think
It is.
It really captures all the emotions very well.
Yeah.
And it's just a cool, unique concept of like thinking that your body has, all these emotions and how they're kind of battling each
They
other.
regulate themselves in a way.
Yes, I think, and it's very well done. A great storyline. I thought that Inside Out.
that
But my
movie-
pick is Inside Out 2. But
Yeah.
since you haven't seen it, I'm not going to go too in depth into what happens.
Oh, you're good.
But yeah, I
People have seen it. It's on me.
basically there's all these in Inside Out 2, all like the original, childhood emotions and stuff
Or base emotions.
gets suppressed and gets lost because the the new teenage hormones come in and basically lock them away, and it's a whole thing, and all those teenage years are trying to fight to come back and make very good. Inside Out 2, I thought was a great movie. I feel
like I started to watch it and then maybe didn't finish it sometime.
Really? Because you weren't a fan?
Not that. I just don't know what happened, why I didn't finish it. Why? Because I feel like I remember seeing parts of it. But maybe I'm just thinking of the first one. Did she run away? Which one did she run away in? That was the first one.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm just thinking of that one.
Okay, and then
Inside Out. That's a good movie.
My next pick, God, there is just two juggernauts here back to back. With that being said, I'm gonna take the one that it's Finding Nemo for me.
Ooh. In an anemone.
Yes, I mean for me, like
that's a good one, dude. That's
rewatchability. P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Way Sydney is still fresh in my brain.
Big time.
Just keep swimming. Not a big Ellen DeGeneres fan, but iconic role. Yeah, I mean that also came out where I was, I think I was only 10 when it came out, so pretty impressionable in the brain. It's very well done.
The animation when that first came out was top notch. I mean, when watching that movie, you were seeing the light through the water and like them being able to capture that with the animation and stuff. Like that was pretty next level at that time. So that was pretty good. A good movie. It was good storytelling.
Nemo, pretty iconic. I thought it had a good premise, very original. Mm-hmm. And like I said, now you don't see a clownfish without thinking of.
Oh, you a clownfish? I agree.
Without thinking of Nemo.
Yeah.
And his little half fin. You think of
you won't touch the butt.
The turtle in it. Bruce, the shark, right?
Yeah.
What is it? Fish are friends, not food.
Fish are friends, not food.
Yeah. So that's why I was trying to think of there's another one that I thought was really good. Maybe
and you get the school of fish talking to Dory.
Yes.
Hey, is this fish bothering you?
Yeah. Okay. So that's right. Right now I got Finding Nemo, Inside Out 2, and Toy Story.
That's great. You got a good list. Cooking with a good. I mean, dude, Pixar. Come on.
They don't miss.
They're great. They got some solid movies, dude. They got some bangers. They got bangers. So I got Wall-E, Toy Story 2. And this is where it gets tough, man. This is where it gets tough because I mean, there's a lot of movies that I like a lot from them, but like narrowing it down for sure. Okay, all right. 3 is going to be just watched it again recently. Ratatouille.
Patton Oswalt.
How you doing? Yeah, I just think it's a good movie. It's silly, right? The premise of a rat cooking with grabbing somebody's hair. But the idea of anybody can do anything is kind of nice, right? That message is good. And just the way that the movie's done is an entertaining movie to watch. I enjoy it. It's hard for me to put my finger on it, exactly what it is about it that I like going back to time and time again. But it's an enjoyable movie.
It is.
The Rat!
It is a good movie.
And you got, the French people in there. What do you think about French people, Xavier?
Great at cuisine. I'll say that.
Yeah. French fries?
Pussies, but other than that.
What?
They're pussies, but.
What?
No, they're pussies. I said they are pussies, but other than that.
Oh, there we go. Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
I was very confused where you were heading with
child
that.
Movies. Yeah, it's my French, but I don't have no qualms.
Is it French?
Great cuisine.
Great cuisine. Yeah. Like the Ratatouille.
And now your last pick.
And now my last pick. Okay, this is tough. This really puts me to the test, Davey. Because I got 2 right in my head, and I like both of them pretty darn equally, and they came out really not far away from each other, about 3 years separation from the 2 of them. One of them came out in 2001, the other one came out in 2004. Gosh, which one am I going to pick here? Okay, god dang it. Give me The Incredibles. Mr. and Mrs. Incredible.
Came out on my birthday.
Yeah, sure as shit. November 5th, 2004. Mr. and Mrs. Incredible. I'm a fan. That's got a good rewatchability. You get Mr. Incredible going off doing some work. Yeah, I can't tell you how many times if I'm looking for something in the house I'll be like, where's my whatever, because he says, where's my super suit?
Yeah.
So I'll give where's my whatever?
I mean, it was great. I think we saw that movie. We saw one of the Incredibles together in theaters. It might have been Incredibles 2.
Okay.
Which would have been 2018.
Very possible.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a fan, though. So, and I'll hold off to, till you give me your last picks before I, reveal what I was
got
right
back
there
to
with.
me, the two I was going between last time, and I feel like this is just I might have won the draft now because I'm getting Monsters, Inc.
Damn! That was the one I was going to pick. Maybe two.
With
That's
the
okay.
fourth pick. Okay. It's iconic.
It is
You
iconic.
got Mike Sully. It's a good, unique premise. Like
Put that
they're
thing
all
right back, or so help me.
Yes. It is a movie I haven't seen in a long time. So
It stands up, man.
yes.
I watched it. It stands up. It's great.
I mean, it's been successful enough to obviously any Pixar movie is successful enough to do a sequel.
Yeah.
But
I mean,
I feel like there's even been a TV show spinoff. But Monsters Inc. I mean,
between Monsters Inc. and Incredible, which one had the better sequel? Incredibles 2, Monsters University.
both so good again. I probably Incredibles 2, but Monsters University also I like both of them.
Yeah. I like Incredibles 2 a lot because it literally picks up right where the first one ends, right?
Yeah.
Where they're like the machines and the
But it's funny
downtown
because it was
fighting.
14 years later when Incredibles 2 came out.
Right, in real world time. But I like the storyline. We didn't miss anything, And I don't know. I think Monsters Inc. kind of took the easy out by doing a prequel, right? Like they said, oh, this is before we had the first movie. So they didn't have to address some of the questions that people had about the ending of Monsters Inc. OG.
Yeah. I mean,
Does Sully maintain a relationship with Boo? Because at the very end, the door comes back and he opens it and he says, right? Like he just get his face and we don't know. We don't know what happens.
well, you'll probably see a Monsters Inc. 2 here.
We already have it too. It's called Monsters University.
No, but I'm saying you'll see a Monsters Inc. 2, or I guess would it be 3?
It'd be the third. You think they're gonna? I don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're
It'd make
gonna
money.
leave it to choice. It'd
John,
make money.
That's John Goodman, right?
Yes. Him and Billy Crystal Ball.
Yeah.
Crystal.
Yeah, so that's my list.
That's a good one. I definitely was.
So I got Toy Story, I got Inside Out 2, I got Finding Nemo, and I got Monsters, Inc.
I mean, don't get me wrong. That's good. That is good. I got Toy Story 2, Wall-E, The Incredibles, and Ratatouille, which I'm pretty happy with, honestly.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, both lists are so good, and we didn't even touch the Cars franchise.
No, I agree. So let's go ahead and go through some honorable mentions of Pixar.
I mean, every other one, really.
It's all of them. It's all the other ones that we didn't name. Up.
Yeah, that Up was
Ooh.
Up. It was between Up and Monsters, Inc. for me.
Yeah. Up would have been,
Up gets you in your feels real quick now.
dude, I mean, within the first 10 minutes of the movie, it gets you in your feels, right? Because it goes through his whole relationship with his girl.
I feel like watching Pixar at a young age is probably beneficial because it helps you regulate some of these emotions for the first time. Maybe
For sure.
in a lot of cases.
It helps you, feel them,
Yes.
put you through it a little bit. And that's great. And that's why Pixar is amazing. They do a good job of storytelling in a way that, captures you even if you're a kid, but also can be intriguing as an adult. Like, I think that's what makes
100%.
Pixar so good.
Like I said, I just watched Inside Out 2 for the first time in my 30s.
Yeah.
Because I watched it with Ethan
Yep.
when I was out in Troy, and I was like, damn, this is good.
I'll watch any of these Pixar movies.
I was like
at any
thinking and
age.
stuff afterwards, yeah. But that's what I like too about Pixar, because you look at an age like at video games and EA Sports, and all these people realize they can make hands full of cash and not have to put as much effort in.
Right.
But Pixar, they can do the same thing. They're going to sell, but they nail it every time.
Yeah. Generally, I mean, there's ones that are less popular than others, like The Good Dinosaur. Did you ever see that one?
No, I haven't. That was one of them.
Yeah, I hadn't seen that one either, but I know it
But
didn't.
Coco was really good.
Coco got good reviews. I saw that one. I saw Onward. I saw Soul. Have you seen that movie, Soul?
So very good.
Very good. That one's pretty cool. About
Similar
finding
premise.
purpose in life, right? And
Soul was
thinking
really good.
your purpose is one thing, but then kind of being open to realizing maybe it's another thing.
I thought Soul was really good.
Agreed.
I don't know if I've seen Turning Red. I haven't seen Lightyear. Have you?
Yeah, I think we watched that one when it came out.
And I haven't seen
That
the one
wasn't
that just
their.
came out, Elio.
That's just in theaters. I want to say, like, it just came out 8 days ago. Jamie wants to see that one real bad. She saw the previews when we were seeing another movie.
I mean, look, they don't miss. Even like movies like I saw Brave. Good.
Brave's good. There's I'm sure people will talk about it, but the Pixar theory, how all these universes are interconnected.
Yeah, I've watched videos on it.
Oh yeah,
on YouTube.
it's pretty interesting when you put it all together. I mean, some of it's like circumstantial, and there's no proof that there's
It's
a
fun
connection.
fanfic.
But it's fun. Yeah, it is fun.
Oh, it really is fun.
So on top of music for Toy Story, Randy Newman also did a couple other Pixar movies. Any guess at which movies he did the music for besides Toy Stories?
Bug's Life.
Nice. Bug's Life is correct. And one more. It is one of our Mount Rushmore picks.
Monsters, Inc.
Monsters, Inc.
Really?
Look at you, Xavier. Yeah. Randy Newman, composer for Monsters, Inc. Very
Oh, yeah,
cool.
Bug's Life. How do we not honorable mention that?
Well, we are right now. Bug's Life.
Bug's
What was
Life
the other
also
one that
came out of various ants.
I'm going to say Ants, Bug's Life, real similar to each other. Real similar. Which came first? Oh, boy.
Both really good, though.
Producer Tony, get on that. Let's see. Bug's Life, November of 98. Ants. 98 movie. Gosh.
They're
What year-
competitors.
Yeah, big time. What month of 98? God.
But obviously, like, they were copying each
October of 98. These
Both of them?
movies were like in theaters at the exact same time. They said, "We see you." That's funny.
I owned both of them as a child.
Isn't it ironic?
Was Ants PG-13?
Ants. PG.
And Bug's Life was G?
What
movie do you like better?
It's hard for me to think of
Remember?
right off the top of my head. I want to say that I liked Bug's Life more.
I thought Ants was really good.
Yeah.
ANTZ, right?
Correct. And that was a Universal Pictures movie in DreamWorks, but not Pixar.
They're going to make a spinoff of Ants this year, but it's going to be about your AUNT, ants.
Aunts?
Aunts.
Aunties?
Aunts.
Yeah. You ever seen like the commercial that says you got an ant problem at your house, and it's like the old ants going around. Oh, I guess you didn't have time to clean this week, and they're like wiping the dust off the counter or whatever.
That's more of a grandma thing, I think.
Yeah, some ants can be like that. There was speaking of ants, my
Why don't we say aunts? That's how it should be pronounced. Aunts.
auntie.
It's
Auntie.
AUNT. Aunt.
Yeah, ants. I don't know, southern thing probably just got washed away.
My Aunt Susie.
Susie. My aunt Lisa got into those Facebook drama this week. Usually she's good for some Facebook drama each week.
yeah. Sign me up. What's this about?
So she
Politics?
always sends like a holiday card to all of the nieces and nephews, with like a $5 bill in it. And she's got,
Quick side note.
go ahead.
Bob's Aunt Lisa wore a white dress to his wedding.
It was white with some flowers. Yeah.
Okay,
that's
but
correct.
I mean, absolute crazy move.
Banana Lands. Yeah. It's all right. Nobody cared. Hey. So Lisa's engaged to a Ricky, and he is a hooting and a hollering handful of a time.
You can assume any grown man that's named Ricky still. He's a character.
Ricky, don't lose my number. Maybe you'll lose my number, Ricky. Well,
Go ahead, though. Go ahead. Facebook drama.
So she
the holiday
sends cards to all the kids, and the families. So I guess she was sending Ricky's brother. He's got a kid or two kids, Ricky's niece and nephew, and she was doing the same for the brother. And one day a post shows up on Facebook, and it's like, her card. She's like, I just think it's sad when you try to do something nice for a family, but it's rejected and yada, yada, yada. And then, like, the brother's wife gets on there is like, there's way more to this story than anybody knows. Like, it's not, like, she's just looking for sympathy and blah, blah, blah. And then Ricky gets on there. He's like, my brother was being a dick and try to cut me off. I'm like, what are you guys doing here? Like, just airing all this stupid grievances on the old Book of Faces.
That is a good future Mount Rushmore of Hoosier moves. and I think I have my one already.
All right. Is it airing of grievances on social media?
Airing family business.
Yeah.
I mean, God, it's so fucking distasteful.
Yeah.
It's one of the main reasons, if not the main reason, I got off all social media.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I don't know. We were talking about the movie Ants, and it made me just remember that I had an ant do some wilding things on the old Book of Faces this week. Just, stay offline, guys.
Let me tell you.
Let me tell you.
If you are airing your personal grievances on social media, your intelligence is
limited.
Your intelligence is too low for whatever opinion you're spewing to matter. And that is why we are. Because it's the dumb people that are doing this.
For sure. Yeah. Dumb in like socially kind of ways. The dims. And,
like your family business is family business.
Right. It doesn't need to be brought to the public.
No.
But people look for validation online, They want to be told they're right. And so they go online and they find somebody to agree with them.
I want words of affirmation.
Yes, queen.
So
I think that'll lead us into our next seggy that we kind of added, right? Am I the asshole?
Is your aunt the asshole?
In this situation, she might be. It's one of those, what do they say? Like when they say neither the asshole, it's like you both could be the asshole, but really it's like neither's the asshole because you're both just being dumb.
Oh, we did get feedback on last week's Am I the Asshole? And
what was that one again?
The dude, the girl's husband was playing Mr. Beast very loudly around. He could not stop playing.
The deaf guy.
Turns out, the feedback said that no, in fact, this girl is she is the asshole in the situation too. That was the feedback we got.
Really?
Yeah.
Because she won't let this guy walk around playing his videos at full volume.
Well, it's more kind of like what I was saying back then.
Because she's judging his content watching?
More of like, you probably, knew about this coming into the relationship, and like Mr. Beast is not like terrible content. And
yeah. Again, I think it's less about the content. I mean, partially about
the
content.
She did take a shot
at the content. But I think it's more of the just constantly watching stuff off your phone at full volume really can become grating.
It is pretty funny, though.
It is pretty funny.
I still kind of stand where I think they're both kind of the assholes.
Yeah, for sure.
But we did have some feedback.
Well, yeah, we always like feedback. We get, I forgot to mention it's been a couple weeks at this point, but Mike Butler gave...
Mike Butler?
Yeah, he gave the secret to the gravy on one of the comments
he
a few
did.
weeks back. I'm not going to share it out loud.
I didn't even know he was a listener.
Maybe Brendan mentioned it, but I swear it said M. Butler was the commenter, and he gave the secret. So if you guys are interested in the gravy secrets, get on the comment section and go find it.
I need to go read it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Staying up. And then, yeah, your mom commented last time, too, about the Portwood episode.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't need to discuss his size. She's probably right. But look, when you see a penis, you got to talk about the size.
We're painting a picture here. And
yeah.
If we had video, we would have
just drawn it.
No, we blurred it out. But like just so you could get.
Yeah, this is an auditory medium here, so we have to make sure that we're explaining things and making a picture for folks.
Like if you're calling a baseball game and some mammoth guy comes up to the plate, you're gonna be like,
"The big man at the plate."
The size of this guy is breathtaking.
He would dwarf a planet.
All right, so what is this week's Am I the Asshole?
All right, so this one I found pretty interesting. So here we go.
Woo!
Clear my throat. Clear the lines.
Let me clear my throat.
Bow, 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 bow. Am I the asshole for... This is the headline. Am I the asshole for not letting my brother's kids swim in my pool, even after the cops got called? So that's the headline.
Am I the asshole for not letting my brother's kids swim in my pool even after the cops got called?
Are you intrigued?
Cops were called.
Even after the cops got called.
Even after the cops were called.
All right. That's the title. Consider yourself hooked. I, 32 male, recently bought my
That's
first
me.
home,
Ooh.
complete with a pool, something I've worked over a decade to afford. I live alone, no kids, and I take pride in keeping my place clean and peaceful. My brother, 35, male, and his wife have 3 kids, 4, 6, and 9. I love them, but to be honest, their kids are a handful. The last time they visited, they broke a lamp, smeared food on the walls, and one of them even peed behind the curtain as a joke. The parents barely reacted. Could you imagine that, dude? Some kid come to your house and...
What the fuck, you're on Bart Simpson?
Hey, uncle. What did they say? He didn't have a name. Hey, uncle, I peed behind your curtain. Ha ha, got you. Like, no, dude.
And he's got a pool.
And he's got a pool.
You can pee there.
Okay, so yeah, their parents barely reacted. So when they asked if they could bring their kids over to swim, I said no multiple times. I offered to host a barbecue and made it clear that the pool was off limits.
I mean, that is crazy.
I'm not comfortable being responsible for kids in the water, especially with how little they're supervised. I mean, that kind of makes sense, right? Like, if their kids are just running wild, you don't want them drowning
Then
in your
don't host
house.
barbecues where kids are going to be there and be like, oh, yeah, you see that pool? You're not invited. Like,
Well, you're invited to hang out at the house, but you just can't get in the pool. Okay, sorry. We got to get to the end of this before, don't make rash decisions already. So, yeah, pool's off limits. I'm not comfortable with being responsible for kids in the water, especially with how little they are supervised. Well, they showed up anyway with the kids already in swimsuits. And when I told them no again, my sister-in-law called me cold and said I was punishing the kids just because I'm bitter and single. My brother told me to stop being dramatic and said, it's family, not strangers. They left furious. Then it got worse. The next day, I came home from work and noticed my backyard gate was ajar. I walk out and find my brother, his wife, and their kids in my pool. No call, no permission.
I like it, dude.
They broke in.
Hell yeah.
I confronted them and told them to get out immediately. They laughed it off and said, come on, it's not that deep. They just wanted to swim. So I called the police.
So the pool's not deep?
I don't know. He just said, come on, it's not that deep.
I know. I was just kidding.
So I called the police. When the officers arrived, my brother claimed I had invited them and just forgot. Luckily, I have security cameras and showed them footage of them climbing the gate and entering without permission. No one was arrested, but they got an official trespassing warning.
Ooh.
Now my parents are furious with me for dragging police into a family matter and say I've embarrassed them. I feel like my boundaries were stomped on and my trust shattered. But I also feel a little guilty now how things have blown up. Am I the asshole for calling the cops on my own brother? The little tangled web we weave on this story.
Let me switch this around a little bit.
So 2 brothers.
Yes, I understand.
He got some wild kids.
Well, one of the problems is he has a jar for a gate that is really easy.
He's got a jar. His gate was a jar.
Yeah, that's one of his first problems.
Yeah, you got to just get a regular gate, dude.
Fun with wordplay. Okay, well.
So you have younger brother, 32, his older brother, 35. He's got some wild kids.
I wish we could hear like the defendant here, because I
the
like
other sides of the story.
Yes,
yeah. Well,
there's always 2 sides.
Always 2 sides, and
that is a pretty bold thing to do. And I'm like,
to just show up and jump into somebody's thing.
Yes, it's, you know what I mean.
But the older brother felt confident enough to just do it. Maybe he just always felt like he could walk on this younger brother.
I'm really having trouble picturing this.
Picturing it in what way?
Like picture what? Like I'm really having trouble picturing after like that blow up and then leave angrily, that like a group of people would just come and like swim there without like the brother's permission. Like, do you think that really happened?
I guess we have to. I mean, otherwise we're just questioning the whole story. So
well,
we
that's
have
what
to
I'm
assume. We have to assume that there was that incident, right? That they came ready to swim, and he said, "No, you're not swimming. I told you that already." And they left mad, and then showed up while he was working and got in his pool anyway.
It is kind of funny though. It's funny. I'm
What's
not saying
funny?
it's not an asshole move, but it's funny that
Just
they're
like,
like, fuck
hey,
it.
bro, what up? Thanks for the pool.
Yeah, like this dude kicked us out last week. I'm coming with the wife and 3 kids, whether he likes it or not.
I know he told us we weren't.
We're
supposed to
getting
use
in
the
that
pool.
fucking pool. That's hilarious.
He said, that's hilarious.
That is
Determination of this man.
that is funny. That's ballsy, dude.
His brother, if nothing else, is teaching these kids determination
Yeah, like,
and stick-to-itness.
and the wife too. Just fucking don't be mad at us because you're fucking 32 and alone.
Yeah, basically, that was out of bounds
Like
on
they're
his wife.
out of pocket, bro.
But a little, I mean, she's trying to sit there and tell this man like he's bitter because he doesn't have a wife and kids. Like maybe he doesn't want a wife and kids.
Like if I came home and like my family was just, well, I probably wouldn't be that alarmed. Like it's an open door policy, but if I came home and I had plans to watch like say Game 7, and my family's just all in my living room watching some TV show.
Hey, Xavier,
and
pull
I'm
the chair.
and I'm like, hey, like I'm gonna watch this, and like, don't be mad at us because you're 32 and single. I'm like, what the fuck? I just want to watch the Lakers game. It's a pretty funny one. I mean, the context never came into like the kid pissing behind the curtain, really.
Well, I think that was just an example of like how wild and uncontrolled these kids have been at the brother's house before. Like when he brings his kids around, you got kids peeing behind curtains as a joke. So like, how can you trust them swimming at a pool when like fuckers could drown and then you're liable as a homeowner? if
Yeah,
somebody-
I do get that.
There's too
I'm
many
just
dangers
saying, like,
in a
if
pool,
that
man.
already is the case and you know the pool's there and you have that pool and you worked hard, like, that's not the problem. I'm not saying that. But don't even invite the family over for a barbecue because that presents
Just never
this-
bring them to your house.
Yes.
I mean,
Like,
yeah,
you
but
gotta
I think
have
there should be
boundaries.
there are boundaries. Be like, I'm fine with hanging out with you guys. Like, we're family. I just don't trust you to be responsible around my pool. Like, that is a boundary. But you're saying you should extend the boundary to be like, I don't want you in my house in
I
general.
just really want to watch the ring cam of this guy just coming and
I'm sure
seeing
he
his.
like picked up his youngest, his 4-year-old, and like set him over the fence and said, "All right,
No,
little Johnny,
no,
open
I'm
the
not saying
fence."
them actually climbing over the fence. I'm talking about the brother coming home to see like everybody in the pool. Like, what the fuck?
Like he just hears splashing back there. He's like, "What the fuck is going on?" Oh, hey, what up, Johnny?
Yeah, it's like, and I think you should leave episode.
Kind of. I feel like you're just here for the zip line. What are you talking about?
Dude. I was.
But yeah, who's the asshole in this situation? It's a little quandary, and I thought this one was good because it's like brother versus brother, 2 guys. It's not like a male female relationship, dichotomy like we kind of had on some of the past ones.
I don't know. I think that obviously the way it's being presented, it's always going to be like if you don't say the other person's an asshole. Like, but you're getting it from the storyteller. So I'm trying to dive deep
and I know.
guess.
Well, that's what we've
the way he
always
puts
said.
it up, I'm 32, I've worked hard, I'm single, I do like this. Like, you're probably just kind of an asshole too.
He probably is a little bit of an asshole.
And I'm trying to read between the lines a little bit here. Now,
between
other
the lines.
guys, asshole, and his wife, assholes, yes, but funny. That's funny. And I kind of agree with the parents in this situation. Like he could have called the parents first and been like, hey, like telling them the situation.
Yeah.
Like, if the parents are both still alive, which they are,
Yeah.
like why were the cops immediately called? Like I feel like you're a grown ass man, you could have handled this without getting the police involved.
Yep.
Like you could have been like, hey, like get the fuck out. Like call mom and dad over, maybe have a family intervention. Like
Be like, yeah.
it wasn't physical.
Right.
Like, I don't know. I agree with that. Just like Facebook. Like
He definitely
when it comes
escalated
to
it
family,
to a
unless
step.
danger is
But maybe it's a situation where it's like nobody in the family takes this guy serious because he's the younger brother or whatever. So it's like when he said, "Dude, I'm serious. I told you guys not to swim here, and you busted in, and like you're here swimming. You got to get out." And he's like, "No, bro. Like it's not even a big deal. What are you even talking about?" And like that's why he called the police because like then they just nobody takes him
but
serious.
it is a drastic move. Like
It is
you
a
got to be
drastic
prepared
move.
to be like, all right, this family dynamic will never be the same again. And if you're prepared for that, then fine.
Never be the same. Never be.
But
the
he sounds
same.
like he's having regrets, and that's what I'm saying.
Regrets.
If these people were such assholes and like did such a bold, like you probably want to start having regrets right away. Like I just want to know more to the story. It's very interesting. I just think that he's leaving something out.
probably.
Like he might have gave them the idea, like
maybe we could swim in the future.
Yes, like when they all were leaving next time, like, hey, maybe he texted his brother and said sorry, like about how that went. Like,
well, he said, and that's what the post said, right? The brother, his older brother, that's what they told the cop. He said he invited us over to swim, he just forgot. Like that's what the brother told the cop. But I mean, then he had the video of him sneaking in over the fence or whatever.
Yeah, no, that's funny.
He said, no, yeah, that's funny.
I mean, it's such a Hoosier move.
For a pool. Like, come on, man.
Is it in ground, I take it?
Go to a creek, go to a lake, go to a public pool. There's all these options. You don't need to go busting into your brother's house.
Yeah, like I said, like obviously very asshole move, but I do think funny move.
And your wife being like, he's just cold and bitter because he's 32 and single with no kids. Like, he's living his best life, maybe 32 with no kids.
Which that almost seems like a projection from her.
Big time,
not him.
She's mad because she's got these little tykes that are fucking running amok.
These little piss raiders, dude. These little fucking piss mongrels.
Lord knows what kind of jokes they're pulling at the house, you know?
Yeah,
dude. They're all joking up on mom.
Like, if we're doing a real deep dive, I think the parents are more like, damn.
The parents. Yeah.
So that's it.
I wish we had a pool.
Yeah, like, they're the assholes. But it's funny content.
I think.
And they're miserable with the choices they've made in their life.
For me, if I got to pick in this story, I'm saying all parties are assholes.
Yes.
Everybody's the asshole in this story.
And I'm starting to get to the point, and I still want to continue the segment because it does leave to good fodder. But I think if you are posting an "Am I the asshole" on Reddit, good chance the other person could be assholes, but you're probably also an asshole.
Yeah, and that's what I said. We've talked about that with all these other past "Am I the assholes?" Is you have to always remember that the person telling the story is going to probably paint themselves in the best light.
Yeah,
right. And so they're going to either leave things out or reword things to maybe make it seem like, you know, their viewpoint is the correct viewpoint.
We'd almost have to find, if you're doing a real "Am I the asshole,"
like
you have to find a post that says there has to be a subreddit that says "I'm an asshole" and then explaining to us why they are an asshole. Then we could be like, well,
yeah,
it's not a very asshole thing.
I feel like I remember passing a post of "Am I the asshole" this week, and it was like I remember the details. I don't remember, word for word, but the story was something along the lines of this guy was like, I've been me and this girl, let's call her Samantha, have been best friends since we were like 9 years old. We're both 22 now. We started hooking up as friends with benefits when we were 20 years old, so
I've seen this movie.
3 years of friends with benefits. She just got a boyfriend like 2 months ago, and she really likes him, and I think he's a nice guy, but we still hook up from time to time.
Oh.
Whoa. Exactly. That was the asshole. That was basically everybody's reaction online, too. Because he's like, am I the asshole for still hooking up with this girl that we've been best friends with forever?
I like that plot. Like, I like that plot. He's a nice guy. I'm still fucking his girl.
Basically. But she's still fucking him, right? Like, so she's also an asshole. If she's not over as friends with benefits or whatever, like if she's got this
they're
boyfriend.
They're going to get married. He's not the asshole. He's not the asshole. This
boyfriend just got himself in a bad
collateral
spot.
damage.
Yeah, he didn't know. So that was kind of in line with what you were just saying.
Yeah. I mean, it's an asshole move to that guy for sure, but these two are clearly
so
like
that
in
guy
love.
posted that kind of feeling
They'll
like
be married,
he was an asshole.
And they'll look back and be like, that collateral damage, they're an asshole to that guy.
You remember when you started dating that Troy guy? That's really what got us together. We couldn't define this relationship before then because we were scared.
Yeah, exactly right.
Yeah, well, it always brings some good fodder. The MID asshole.
Woo! Fucking Troy.
Fucking Troy.
Cuck. That's a cuck.
That's a cuck.
Well.
So what do you say, Xavier? What do you got coming up this week? Anything you're looking forward to?
Coming up.
You know, we talked about 4th of July is next week.
4th of July.
We can talk about that on next week's episode.
Yeah, not really, I guess, because we do have such a quick turnaround, not much to get into, like what's going to happen. It's going to be work.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of work.
The Cardinals split against the Cubs, won the series with the Reds.
Sonny Gray shoved last night in the game of his life.
Yeah, 5-0.
89 pitches, complete game shutout with 11 strikeouts, only one hit allowed.
Sonny!
And after,
Thank you for the day.
you know what they call a complete game shutout? Throwing with under 100 pitches.
Job well done.
No, it's called a Greg Maddux because he did it so often in his career.
The old GM.
And one time he had like a 76 pitch complete game shutout.
76 pitches.
Efficient.
I would say.
Get in and out.
Did they go ahead and put him out for the next
But the
day
11
start?
strikeouts for Sonny Gray in with having it under, that is as efficient as it gets. He's just mowing them down and throwing just filth.
Throwing and mowing. I like it.
Because usually having high strikeouts is like you're going to sacrifice like a high pitch count. But no, he said, I got both of them.
Both of them. Anything else in the local hot stove talk? I guess Jordan Kyrie's been in the trade conversations. We will see how that plays out.
Yeah, I think maybe some of this will happen before Wednesday.
Good. We had the NHL draft last night.
Yeah.
Blues got a promising prospect.
Carbonaro or something. Justin Carbonaro.
That's my favorite pasta.
Yeah.
No, carbonara or whatever.
Yeah.
Nah, just looking
But
looking for the old jokety jokes,
Anything you need to
AV. Anything I need to add? I don't know. Playing a gig tonight, Trainwreck Saloon, Westport. Come out if you're listening to this before then. Gig
Come out if
tomorrow,
you're not
private
listening.
party. Come out, big music fan. Playing at Fairmount Park Casino on Tuesday, July 1st, and I'm playing at Ballpark Village July 3rd.
Really?
Yeah.
My old work.
Yeah. We're
How did
playing
you
at
not
the
mention
indoor
that to
one.
me?
The indoor stage.
FanDuel Sports.
Yeah. Not the old outdoor stage. I did tell you, I think last week that I'll mention it again next week's pod because it'll probably happen
It'll be the night. It'll be the day after.
day before. We're not going to get together on the 4th. We're going to do it on the 2nd, he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, day after was my gig. Oh, God. We're just getting...
All right.
This is logistics
We'll
talk.
look forward to it.
This
Yes,
is logistics
National
talk.
Logistics Day. But in the meantime,